Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just thought I'd do a quick video because I haven't had a lot of time this week. I apologize. I've started a part-time job and it's been keeping me busy. So I thought I would just do a really quick video, my 5 quick nutrition sort of tips or advice to anyone who's interested in holistic nutrition or interested in, adapting a healthier eating style than they currently are, or if you are eating pretty healthy, some of these might help you as well. So my 5 tips, just very quickly. So tip number 1 is for those of you who are focused on calories, it's quality over quantity, any day, anytime. So something like, for example, an avocado has a lot of calories. It would scare the crap out of somebody that's dieting or watching their calories, but it's so nutrient dense. The benefits of eating something like an avocado far outweigh the calories that you're consuming. I mean, especially if you're incorporating an avocado into a healthy salad or as part of like a healthy breakfast, like on the side, or incorporated in your avocado toast or whatever it is you're consuming. So don't be afraid of something that is high in calories if it's healthy, especially with avocado, because again, it's a fat, it's a good fat, and people are also afraid of fat. So don't be afraid of fat if they're good fats, and don't be afraid of calories. It's the quality of what you're eating. It's not the quantity of those calories. For example, Diet Pop is 0 calories. There is food that is 0 calories. There is no nutrients in that at all. You're not getting any benefit from it. And, aspartame is a known neurotoxin. It gets through all 4 of the brain layers of the brain, and it also can go through the placenta of an unborn child. So not a lot of chemicals that we consume can do that, but aspartame and Splenda and things like that can, especially aspartame. So just because something has 0 calories, it doesn't make it, good at all. So don't be afraid of quality over quantity any day. That's my tip number 1, and that's the thing I see people do incorrectly, let's say, most often. Tip number 2 is to eat clean as you possibly can. So no processed foods if you can, like nothing that comes in a box that you have to mix sort of thing, like, those mashed potato mixes that you get in a box, or a lot of mixes in boxes, processed foods, refined foods. Eat as clean as possible. Try to avoid, unless we're talking about onions or something like that, try to avoid white food as much as possible, like white bread, potatoes, white rice can also be high in the glycemic index. So try to avoid processed foods as much as possible, and that does include fast food and eating out. There's a lot of MSG in that food, a lot of chemicals in that food, and quite frankly, sometimes you're eating something you think is one thing and it's something else. So eat as clean as possible, as close to nature as you possibly can. So that obviously includes a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, especially. You can make homemade soups from vegetables. There's the possibilities are endless. So as close to nature as possibly can be, that's how we should be eating. Or clean food. So clean food doesn't have a lot of additives. It doesn't have a lot of chemicals. And again, it's from nature. So that's my tip number 2. My tip number 3 will be to, I always say this, listen to your body. So sometimes we don't feel well, sometimes we're tired, and sometimes it's not always food related. Not everything we do is food related. But if you know that if you're eating something like carbohydrate dense, that perhaps is, another food high in the glycemic index that's affecting your blood sugar, try to avoid or restrict as much as you can those types of foods, because they make you tired, they make you like brain foggy, and it could be any food that really does that. It's not always carbohydrates that do that. If there's something that you eat that is not going to make you feel good, or something high in sugar, or even some people are not digesting meat properly, protein takes a long time to digest. So if you listen to your body, pick up the cues, and sometimes these reactions are not always right away. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days for a food sensitivity side effect to sort of pop up. So be cognizant of that, and don't eat something if it's not going to make you feel good, either physically or mentally. If you're going to beat yourself up about it, just don't do it. So that's my tip number 3. Tip number 4 is, I have to say it, eat a lot of vegetables. So I've already mentioned this already, but especially leafy green vegetables should be part of your diet. And what you can do is, instead of like restricting all foods that you feel are bad for you, just like eat more good foods that you know are good for you. And then it'll kind of offset the bad stuff, right? So there's like an 80-20 rule in nutrition. I actually think it might be higher, 85-15 rule. But, especially for those of you that are going to the gym and killing yourself on treadmills and you're not seeing any results, honestly, abs are made in the kitchen. It's a proven fact. It doesn't matter how much you go to the gym and how many sit-ups you do, abs are in the kitchen. So if 85% or 80% of your diet is, pretty clean, pretty healthy, pretty colorful, that's a good sign that your diet's healthy, is that it's colorful. Again, abs are made in the kitchen. So there's an 80-20 rule. And for that 20%, no one's saying that you can't indulge sometimes or to have something perhaps, that is not the healthiest, but also it, maybe in moderation, maybe just a little bit, or, so there's always things you can do. So if there's something that you absolutely cannot go without in your diet, you can still have it. Just watch the quantities and, balance that out with good foods that are good food and that are nutritious and better for you. And tip number 5 is really simple. Just do your best. Don't beat yourself up. Don't try to make a million changes at once. It's baby steps. Maybe try something new next week that you're not doing this week. If you're not drinking a lot of water, try it next week. Just try that first. If you're not having a lot of leafy green vegetables, try to have a leafy green salad with like lots of colorful, toppings on it, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, whatever it is that you want. People don't like salads because the salads that they often serve in restaurants and fast food places are really boring salads. Even I don't eat those type of salads. You wouldn't believe how beautiful and how delicious a salad could be if you're, being creative and thinking outside the box. Salads are amazing, very filling, and can be considered a meal. Throw some protein on there, add some avocado for good fat, whatever it is that you like, some hemp seeds for protein too. There's really no excuse. You can really, really eat healthy, and you can do it on a budget if you know what to look for and, what's sort of in season and things like that. So, but don't beat yourself up. So baby steps, do as much as you can with what you can, where you are. And I hope these 5 tips, quick and easy, or helpful to you. If there's anything you want to see me talk about, it makes it so much easier for me to come up with a subject. Please drop me a line. I am Nutrilicious on Facebook. I am Lexi.Velvet on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube as Lexi Velvet. Thanks so much. Have a great day.